All right, guys, we are back.
Absolutely missed this catch up on a Monday.
The last week of football has been bananas.
There's only one place to start, Steve. Messi. When it broke, I was on the phone to Fabrizio Romano straight away because he's the truth. The number 10 shirt has to be freed up. Neymar, he's been one of the biggest cheerleaders for Messi behind the scenes. I know that for a fact at PSG to get him there.
Lukaku back to Chelsea. I could not wait until they play Man United because I think he's going to bully you, man.
I've spoken to him recently and he's hungry, man. Having doubters and wanting to prove them wrong. And I think he's got a whole stadium full at Manchester United who doubted him. Jack Grealish, £100 million. Like, wow. Like crazy money. Listen, first and foremost, I would have paid it. If I was Man United, if I was Chelsea, if I was Liverpool, if I was City, I would have paid that to get this guy. He is box office, nothing else.
All right, guys, we are back. It feels like a Vibe with Five, but it's not exactly Vibe with Five. That's coming next week when you guys let us know what you want to see this season. So let's just call this a pre-season warm-up video. Catch up. You know what I mean? It's been a minute. We've got here Stephen Howson, Rio Ferdinand, myself, Joel Beya. We're back giving you the news. What's been happening, boys? Holidays? You're looking tan, Rio.
Yeah, man. I've been away, man. I took the family away. Obviously, the Euros was unbelievable doing that on BBC with the guys. Catching up with like Frank and Alan and Gary, all the other guys. Klinsmann was great. England had a great tournament. Didn't get over the line, obviously. And then after, I was exhausted, man. Went away with my family. Had a few weeks away. And then we're back, man. I've been because obviously where I came from, you have to kind of isolate a little bit. So I've done that. I've got through that. Today was my last day. I'm out now, man. I'm free. But you know what I've done? I have absolutely missed this catch up on a Monday. This get together we do on a Monday, man. I have missed this. My missus even said to me, like, I miss seeing you going and then coming out of the room, out of the studio, because you come out all vibed up and all going crazy and that and hyped. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back into it. All the comments, all of the people. Do you know what was amazing this summer?
What?
At the Euros, I went to box parks and that, and I went into all the mad vibes and that, and I went to the stadium, traveling, going and seeing fans and whatnot.
I know what you're gonna say.
Everywhere I went, everyone was talking about Vibe. Yeah, it was crazy. Everywhere was saying, oh, Rio. Loving the Vibe with Five, blah, blah. Yeah. Normally it's like stuff about football, Man United, or it'd have been England and that, but a lot of it was about Vibe with Five. So we're onto a good thing, man, and I'm just happy we're back.
Yeah, I'm in different cities and that. I'm asking the cab driver, how much is it going to cost? He goes, go on, get in here, mate. Come on, mate. Your podcast is wicked. I'm thinking, right, all I want is a ride. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's been awesome.
Have you seen what Joel's been doing? Have you seen?
What?
Mate, Joel's new gig. Have you seen it?
Oh, the hotels and that.
Oh, mate.
Unbelievable.
Oh.
So I'm
gonna come back orange like Rio next time, bro. Watch, trust me.
I'm caramel, bro. Caramel. Trust me. When I go on holiday, I go from like a solid 6 out of 10 to a solid 8.5, bro. When I get in this type of complexion here like this, the glow is too much.
I see the picture with you and your wife and that with the chain out like that. You need to put the picture up afterwards. Put the picture up.
Unreal scenes. That's just a start. I've got a load coming, bruv. There's too many.
You're like me. You keep them and you release them later on.
Yeah, man. Just to make people jealous when it's cold and windy here.
Exactly. All right, cool.
Where are we even going to start? Because the last week of football has been bananas.
There's only one place to start, Steve. Messi.
Man, that is crazy, isn't it? Did you see it coming, guys? Because I thought it was sorted. I thought, yeah, you know what? He's going to stay. He's getting that new 5-6 year deal, whatever the heck they were going to give him that was going to be extra crazy. And all of a sudden, he's gone fast.
Well, do you know the background to why it's shook out like this? And by the way, it's not even over yet for Barcelona fans. If they're crying about Messi, they got more tears to come. So a couple of years ago, La Liga introduced a salary cap. And Barcelona's salary cap a couple of years ago was like 600 million euros. And even Barcelona, they didn't touch that. So they were cool. So it wasn't really like a salary cap that they had to work to get under. And it came down about 5 or 10%. Not a problem. Keep going as you're going. Last season, it got cut to like, I think I might get the numbers wrong here, but I'm in the right ballpark, about 300 million. So that's why you didn't really see them signing anybody. This year for next season is 138 million. So it's gone from being 600 mil to 138 million. Now, this is based on earnings, and their earnings was wild, and their earnings are still wild. But last season, they made a deficit of 400 million. They made a loss of 400 million. So their salary cap has took an absolute kicking because of it. Now, because of that salary cap, there's a couple of really key things. One of them being they can't register new players until they get under the salary cap. And because Messi's contract expired last season, he would actually come as a new player this season. He would be classed as a new registration and a new signing. So they couldn't actually register him. They actually did agree his contract, and his contract was going to be, like you said, it was, to me, it sounded a bit crooked. Yeah, you'll play for 5, we'll pay you for 10. Don't worry about it. Aguero, Memphis, as it stands, these guys are not going to be able to play in the league for Barcelona because they're not allowed to be registered. It's going to get funkier before it gets better for Barcelona.
Wow.
Do you know what the mad thing was for me? I mean, I love the detail, and Steve is the man of detail, yeah. But
yes, for sure.
It was more like when it broke, I was on the phone to Fabrizio Romano straight away because he's the truth, and I said to him, "Where do you reckon? Do you reckon he's going to stay? I think he'll stay. I think they'll work it out. La Liga will think the big picture. Messi, our league, new TV deal just been signed. We're going to make him stay." But they've not managed to do it. It's not going to happen. They've not managed to do it. And I just thought it could never happen. I just thought that certain players you just think they're going to be there with that club. They're synonymous with that football club. Messi was that. And the biggest thing for me this weekend was to see his press conference, to see the way that before even a word was said, he was emotional, man. Yeah, and it shows you that what it strips it back to really what football does mean to footballers. And if a lot of people and most people sit and think all the money in the game, etc., these players don't love the game. They play just for money. Messi was a throwback, man. Messi, yeah, there's a lot of money involved in what he does, but because you're the best or one of the best, if not the best of all time, there's going to be huge amounts of numbers involved. So that's part of it. But the crux of this is that he loves the game. And the fact that you could see how emotional he was uncontrollable. He's sitting there in front of his kids, his wife, his teammates, doing a press conference. This guy never speaks, man. And the moment you see him break down like that about having to leave a club, which he repeated a number of times in that press conference, I wanted to stay. I was willing to take a wage cut to stay.
50%.
Yeah, and we can talk about the numbers and whatnot, but you could see there's no lies being told from his part. I don't believe you can't get emotional about that. Yeah, he wanted to leave last season because he wasn't happy about things, but then he made up his mind. I want to stay now, and he wasn't allowed to do it. And you could see that, and it was just like to see a player like that just break down like that in front of the world's media was just like, wow, one of the most powerful kind of press conferences I've seen in sport for ever. Maybe I'm not sure if I can remember anyone that's been as gripping as that.
You know what? Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, there's not much more to say when you look at that. I think now that we have to look forward to the future, right? Steve Rio, he's going to PSG. Now, how crazy, is that attacking lineup going to look like?
Can I just say one thing first? If I'm Depay or Aguero, I'm saying I need to go back to where I come from. I want to get another club. I came there to play with Messi. That's why he signed for Barcelona. Yes, it's a great club. Don't get me wrong. No, huge respect for that football club. But let's not get it twisted. These guys, when they're in a negotiation about their contract, then one of the first questions is, before anything, is how long's Messi's contract? That would have been my question. Is he going to be there when I come and play? That's it. The player will be devastated that he's leaving. On the other hand, Debaham might be thinking, right, I'll take over. Spotlight will be on me now. Let me see if I can continue the success. That's another way of looking at it. But yeah, to go back to your question, your point.
Wait, before you go there, you know, Aguero apparently is looking to bounce as well, isn't it? Apparently,
he said I saw something in the media that he said that he's looking to stay. Don't worry, you'll see me next year.
Oh, really? So he counted it, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw that in the paper.
That would have been crazy. That would have been a very bad look for Barcelona. Steve's laughing.
Can we just what's it called though? I got it on my phone there.
Go.
Messi has scored 1,063 goals, they're saying, in his career. No, he scored, combined goals and assists, 1,063. 748 goals and 315 assists. Yeah, that's what Barcelona are allowing to go to PSG. Now, one of the first questions that I thought when he went there, yeah, is first question that I was thinking on FIFA when my kids are not a planet. The old rule is you can't be the same team, but everyone's going to want to be PSG.
That's what I mean. You got to do PSG versus PSG, bro. Straight.
PSG versus PSG all the time.
You go and play someone now, and they scroll to France. Go, behave. Not playing this game. No. Right, Paris Saint-Germain right now got the best dribbler, the best goal scorer, the best creator in their forward three, right? And they've also got Neymar and Mbappe.
I saw that as well.
You saw it. Listen, honestly, I saw that and I thought, wow, they have to win the Champions League now within the next 2 years. They have to.
If they don't, it's an absolute failure. It was a failure anyway with the players that they've got. They have had one of the best and biggest transfer windows in the history of the game. Donnarumma, the player of the Euros, on a free. Ramos on a free.
I never had a fucking transfer window like that when I was cheating on Football Manager.
Hakimi, right back. You know what I mean? Wijnaldum on a free. Messi now comes through the door. Like, it's a ridiculous array of talent they've got. That front three, if I'm a defender now, I'm thinking, please, Lord, do not let us get drawn against them, please, until at least to give me to the final. Like, but what I would say as well is the number 10 shirt has to be freed up. Neymar, as great a player he is, I love Neymar. Let's get that out there, 100%. But this is Messi we're talking about.
Yeah.
If I'm Neymar, just to welcome him and make him feel comfortable at home and say, when he gets to the training ground, the number 10 will just be sitting there waiting for him.
But Rio. All right, that's all well and good. We're football fans and you're sitting here on this side. We know why Neymar went to PSG in the first place. He needed to be the man. He wanted to get out of Messi's shadow. If he comes and he does that, what does that say? He might as well have stayed at Barcelona and won
Neymar,
more.
for a fact, behind the scenes, has been pushing to get Messi to come to PSG if he left. So that old myth, I don't believe that. Yeah, he wanted to go somewhere. Listen, let's not get it twisted. There was a hell of a lot of money waiting for him when he went to PSG. Okay, and there's a project where he could have been the catalyst to be the main guy to bring them the Champions League. That's an incentive as well. People, I think, maybe jump on that. Oh, he wanted to get out of underneath the spotlight and get the spotlight for himself from Messi, etc. I don't really go with that as much. I think this guy, he wants to win and he wants to do it his way. And this is an unbelievable opportunity for him now. He's been one of the biggest cheerleaders for Messi behind the scenes. I know that for a fact at PSG to get him there.
Wow. Use your links then, because you sound very confident right here, mate.
I know people, bruv. I know people in Neymar's camp very well. And I know people at PSG. It's not a secret. And Neymar, I think a lot of the stuff about Neymar gets misinterpreted in the media about him personally. The kid wants to win, man, and he's a fabulous footballer. And what I think Messi brings to them, obviously, is the greatness and the winning mentality, the day-to-day levels and standard of training, and what you have to adhere to be a top player. Gerard Piqué, who played with me at Man United, played with obviously Messi at Barca. That's what he speaks about Messi a lot, is the application, the day-to-day. It just doesn't happen for him. He works hard. He wants to win even in training. I feel that someone like Mbappe will learn and will need so much and will gain so much from someone like Messi being there. He'll see how the greats operate day to day now as well.
Because he wants to be a great. He's on that. He's going to learn. It's amazing. Guys,
because you know what? Sorry, because it's an important season from Mbappe. He didn't have a good Euros.
No,
he underperformed at the Euros. Okay, so this is a big season now. If he can come into this season and up his level again, because of what his career has just done this the whole time. This is the first time we've seen a little bit of a backward step in terms of a bad tournament. He's not had a real bad moment. So the reaction now will be great. And I just feel that you speak about, you hear players speaking that played with Ronaldo when he's moved from Man United to Real Madrid. Wow. His work ethic on a day-to-day. When he goes to Juventus, exactly the same players. He's getting in early. He's doing so much. Messi's the same. It's the same. And that what that does for younger players around him who want to be great is like you can't put a number on that.
Listen, one thing I know, you vibe with 5 guys watching. This ain't vibe with 5, like I said, but I know you're feeling like it is. we will be at a PSG game next season. We have to be.
100%. I've already got the wheels in motion, bro.
We have to be. You know what I mean? Steve?
If Poch doesn't win every game 5-0, is he a failure?
Well, I watched their first game against Troyes the other day. Wow. They just got it done, really. But there was moments in the game where you think, Jesus, like Mbappe done a couple of bits when you think, oh. But I just think that there's like there's a looseness with the way that they play. And I think someone like Messi coming in tightens everyone else up. That's the effect that a big player coming into Manchester United in a transfer window. I think Alex Ferguson was big on that. Bring a big player that comes in that the other players think, I want to impress that player, show him why we're all here. And I think
once Ramos settles, he does the same.
Oh, we forgot about Ramos. Listen, we're talking as if it's
I think Ramos does that, but I think Ramos's powers aren't where they were probably 3 or 4 years ago. But Messi is still up there, probably the top 3 players in the world now.
Yeah.
So it's different a little bit. As much as I love and respect Ramos, but the effect that a Messi will have on, especially the important attacking players, tighten up your game, retain the ball a bit more, take more care on that pass. That's a 5-yarder. Like they're sloppy at times. PSG. If I could be critical of anything in their game, it's sloppiness at times. All over the park. Kimpembe at the weekend.
You saw it against Lille when they lost their Community Shield.
Yeah.
Well, come on, guys.
It was the same against Troyes the other day. Kimpembe for one of the goals and the left back Diallo, I think his name is. You think, come on, man. You guys tighten up, man. Who's in there drilling people? That's where Ramos might come in. That personality, that character. Yes. Listen, when someone makes a mistake, get on people. And I don't know if that's actually there at the moment. Will these other players bring it? That's what we need to see.
I think so, because I think Mbappe was riding as the main man there for a few years. You know what I mean? Since winning the World Cup. Who's going to tell Mbappe anything? As good as Verratti is, I don't see those kind of people telling him. But now that you've got a Messi, Ramos, it's a different story for sure. You know.
All right. Harry Kane, did he turn up for training?
No. Wait. Steve, I'm sorry to stop you. Before you ask him that question, 2 points I wanted to elaborate on, Rio. Sorry, Steve. You said that there were players. Sir Alex was big on getting in players to make you stand up. First of all, who were the players that had you thinking twice when you came back from the summer? Kleberson,
obviously. What? I want a World Cup. Relax.
No, just trying to think the big players when they come in. I think Van Persie was one of them, and he had a massive impact. But I think you get even Berbatov when he came as well. They're players that around the league everyone respects for what they've done at their clubs, whether they've won or not. But as players, you respect them, and players that the big part of it is doesn't matter how big a name the player is. Can that player, do you feel, have an effect on our team as well? That's as big a point as well. And both of those players, all the players in the team thought, these guys are going to bring extra quality to give us that extra lift to win stuff. And so when those players come in, I think Van Persie and Berbatov, they come in. Everybody you see, there's a rise in the standards. There's a rise in concentration. There's a I need to show now in training before games. I need to show in training. Robin Van Persie needs to know why I'm here, why my name's what it is in the game. I'll show him every day. Me and him 1v1 battles, or if it's me against he's on the opposite team to me, he ain't getting a sniff. Like I'm doing my utmost to make sure he comes off the training pitch and goes, you know what, guys, on the phone to his mates, boy, I played against Rio the other day.
Did he not make you or something like that? Or I don't know if I've heard the story. Did he not make you? He did something I heard.
Why are you trying it? No, he didn't. He done a bit of skill on me. This is after he'd been there a few months. He done a bit of skill on me, and I remember it was like, ooh. And then we come off the pitch, walking to the other pitch to do the next bit of training, and Scholesy went to me, Rio, that's another level, isn't it? And I was like, yeah, man.
Yeah.
He's proper. But there are players that, and there's other players that come in the door that you think like you didn't have much expectations. Jason Park, no expectations of this guy. Don't even know him. Comes in and you go, I go to battle. He's one of the first names I'm coming with me because I know he's going to produce all the time. And the respect that these guys get from the players because of the work ethic, their attention to detail, their consistency, their attitude. It's like it's all part of it.
That's amazing stuff, man. So go on, Steve, back to you.
Mate, so Harry Kane seems to me, especially with Martinez being signed from Inter, that's them replacing the puzzle piece in it before it goes. We've seen a lot of that already this summer, I think. He came out and said that he didn't miss any training sessions. He was never scheduled to be back, which I don't know the truth about that. I don't know when he was due to be back.
Can we talk about that, though?
What do you mean? Yeah, let's go into that, because I like the piece that you put out there, Rio, when you said, hang on a minute, if this was Pogba, bruv, there'll be helicopters, planes, you know what I mean? Me and Robbie from AFTV were talking about it. We're like, you know what, Rio's right about that, you know? Like, it's all gone underneath the carpet.
Yeah, Pogba would have been drilled left, right, and centre by all parts of the media. But at the same time, I just feel in this situation, clarity is what's missing. Even after Harry's statement he put out, you're still none the wiser as to what happened, as to was he meant to come in or wasn't he? Like, the club didn't come out and say nothing. Like, for me, it looks like Harry had a date that he was meant to be back, and that was set in stone. So, and I think he's kept to that. I don't think he's gone over. I'm reading between the lines, and this is all hypothetical. This is all just assumptions we're making here, yeah? So none of this is concrete. But from the way I've read this situation, there was a date in the sand. Harry's come back on that date, and that's fine. But since that, and then the statement comes out, you're still none the wiser as to what's happening. Is there a fee, a gentleman's agreement? Is there a fee that needs to be met by a particular club that want Harry before a deal can be struck? I don't know, man.
I'm not really with you. I say this is my assumption, and I know Steve might have something else, but for me, I reckon he believed that it was going to happen. You know, if you're Harry Kane, he's a professional. We all know he's a professional. Something happened. There's no smoke without fire. All these other players, these teammates and that, some of them are just work colleagues. They could have easily said, you know what, he didn't come back and train. It's an easy way for it to leak. You don't just say Harry Kane didn't come back to training and it was the wrong date. Don't believe that. I think there was something that was potentially meant to happen, or he thought, it's going to happen, gentleman's agreement or whatever. But with the way there's moving pieces and stuff like that, Man City, in my opinion, don't want to pay 150 mil. But that's what Levy wants, right? We all know what he's like. If he's seeing Jack Grealish go for 100 mil, he's thinking, hang on a minute, I got the best striker in the world, bar Lewandowski. So he's not going for 100 mil, 28 or not, he doesn't care. So that's what I've seen. And I think Kane is ready to go, but the club is not willing to let him go unless they meet the evaluation that they want. And right now, it's looking like, you heard Pep. Pep said he's a Tottenham player. If Tottenham want to negotiate, they're happy. But right about now, it sounds like there's no negotiation, i.e. Kane's realised it ain't happening. All of a sudden, he never wanted to leave. He's back in training. You know how the thing goes. That's how I see it.
I said as well, listen, like, if he was going to say he's not going to come to training, sometimes you got to force the hand of the person that you're in. This is negotiations. And like, he's sitting there saying, I think that there's been an agreement between him and Levy. Again, this is all like assumptions, but I believe there's been some sort of agreement that if a ballpark figure gets met, then he'll be able to go. He's seen the interest from City, and it's obviously got to be a particular level of club, which that's been met by someone like City, who're going to be in the Champions League, and he's not getting the answers or the communications that he feels that he deserves, given the time he's given to and what he's given to Spurs. When I was at Leeds, I come back from a World Cup. I've done fairly well to gain the interest of Manchester United. And I knew that the club had rejected an offer. It was a British record at the time, world record for a defender at the time. I knew that they'd declined that offer. And in hearing that, I then went into the chairman and just spoke to him myself and said to him, listen, the next day, by the way, we were going to Australia on tour at Leeds. And I was willing, I said to him, I'm not going to go on that plane. There's no way I'm getting on that plane, whatever happens. I'll stay here. I'll train on my own here. It's a good offer. I know it is. It's Champions League football, a chance for me to win football matches and win trophies. Please let me go. And it's a bit different because the club, I know we're in a financial situation which was a bit sticky for them. But Kane's argument to Tottenham is that I want to win. I've been here for so many years. We're in a worse position now than when we got to Champions League final. So I want to win. Let me go. And I think that, listen, if I'm Harry Kane, I'll just say I'm not coming back to train. I'll be honest, I would. And I might have a different hat on if I was an owner of a football club, but I'm talking from a footballer's point of view when you're a player. If you're a player, you sit there and you say, what's going to be best for me? Because it's a short career. I need to get to win trophies. Harry Kane was on the cusp of winning trophies at Tottenham. They've now stepped 3, 4, 5 yards backwards in terms of being able to win trophies now. He's thinking, I'm 28 years old. I need to get on the trophy trail now. City come in. I want to go. And I know everyone says he signed a 6-year deal last year, blah, blah. Yeah, that's fine. But I always say this, loyalty in football is a myth. Let's just get that out the window. Oh, he's got to be loyal. He's signed a deal. Yeah, I know he has. But then obviously the contract, he wants to go now. Let me go. And I think that, listen, if they're getting good money for him, which they are, it seems, they're going to be getting over £120 million, I'm sure. In the current climate, it's great money to get for Harry Kane.
Is he going? Is he going, Steve?
If I had to say where is he going to line up at the end of the window, I think it will be at City. I think 100%. City will poker face it. I think Levy is doing Levy. Like, if I was going anywhere with a football club, the first signing I'd make would be Daniel Levy, honestly, because you'll get value and you'll get the deals that you want. That guy is an iron bar, mate. I've never seen him bend on a deal in my life. He gets.
Would you?
Yeah.
Look at this Tottenham squad now. Look at the Tottenham squad.
Yeah, but they've been paying off that stadium. I think that's impacted the squad. I think he gets, when he's selling players, they don't get rinsed. Look at how much players leave United for and how much players leave Tottenham for. Daniel Levy make you money if you're a football club.
They do sell at good prices, but I worry about my squad.
Yeah, because I saw them.
Two jobs, isn't it? You have some guy, you find someone like Andrea Bertrand, a geezer at Atletico, because he's a guy that finds players.
Do you know what I'd go and get? If I was Spurs, I would have gone and got Dan Ashworth. Brighton fans will want to kill me, but that guy, meticulous, what he does with a shoestring budget at Brighton, what he done with England, and knowing the young players all coming through, and the setting the blueprint there. Dan Ashworth, I put him up there with it. We all have this. It's fashionable to go foreign now. Do you know what I mean? To go and get foreign directors of football or technical directors, when we've got a good few of them sitting here. I mean, it's crazy. I just think it's Paul Mitchell, we always have to go. Pardon?
Where's Paul Mitchell at the minute?
I'm not sure.
Might be at Monaco or somewhere. But
Luke
he was
Dowling, Luke Dowling, the fellow at West Brom, done an amazing job there. Another English.
So what are you basically
I've
saying?
I've been buying them. I'm Daniel Levy when you're selling them.
What are you saying that Nuno's not going to make it till the end of the season?
You know Nuno, right? He's a very pragmatic manager, yeah? And he done a marvellous job at Wolves. Let's get it right. He done a great job there. Last season, he tried to change things up tactically. Didn't work for him. They lost Jimenez as well, by the way. 20 goals out of your team. It's a big thing of a team of their stature.
And Jota.
And Jota. But are players going to be clamouring to go to Spurs to go and play for him on the big players around Europe? That's where I worry for them. So their recruitment has to be even better then. When you haven't got that manager who's bringing in the players, I went to Man United. Yes, a great club, but I went there first and foremost. Yourself here
because you want them to bring in Dan Ashworth, right? You're saying he'll be decent, but then you're telling us that Nuno's not attracting people. Which one is it?
No, you're missing my point. Let me finish. That's when you need people who are good at recruitment because you need to go and unearth some gems.
But you can't say that Nuno's not been good at recruitment because he's done a fabulous job where he's been. A lot of the Wolves players that you're saying, brother, who were they before? Do you know what I mean? Yes, I know they had the Portuguese.
Has he recruited them though? Or has George Mendes recruited them because it's his agency?
A club like Spurs needs a mix of both. They need to be able to recruit, be able to get the big names through having that stardust as a manager, maybe, or the recruitment have got to do some real good work in getting them gems for good low prices, and they can sell high. What they done a little bit with Wolves with the likes of Jota, but Neto probably would have done that this summer as well. But if he didn't get injured, but it's going to be tough for Spurs. I think the squad needs still a hell of a lot of work doing to it, and it's going to be
still beat us though. They still beat us yesterday.
Might work that, Joe. Let's be honest.
That's not a big achievement. I've got to be honest.
Stop it, boys.
Didn't Hibernian beat you guys a couple of weeks ago?
What'd you say?
Didn't Hibernian beat you a couple of weeks ago?
Whoa. Is that how you say it? Hibernian?
How else do you say it?
Hibernian.
Hibernian.
I say Hibernian.
What do you say?
Hibernian.
Joe, what do you say?
Hibernian.
It's Hibernian, not Hibernian. What's this?
Yeah.
Tomato.
Yeah. But to be fair, Steve, like, obviously, you know what I mean? We didn't have all our players back. We still had players that were on extended holiday. And
Joel, it was Hibs.
Do you know what I think? Yeah, Harry Kane. I think once he signs for City, I think then he'll unleash all of the gritty stuff behind the scenes.
I think he's going.
I think he's 100% going. I just think that City just are stalling and trying to get him on a little bit cheaper and waiting. I just think, like Steve said, but I think Harry Kane, it will come to light what happens afterwards. And I think he was told that he could leave this summer, I believe, at a certain price. And I think that price has maybe been met or is just underneath, and Levy's being stubborn, which he's got a right to be. But Harry Kane, listen, if I just go back to it, if I was a player, I probably would say, listen, you ain't going to see me. I'm not going to play. I want to go. Because you don't get long in this game, man, to win. You don't get long, man.
See me. What? I'm with you. Listen, I'm with you 100%.
I told the man at Leeds, listen, I told Mr. Ridsdale, he'll tell you himself, get into this office and come and see me because I'm not getting on that plane tomorrow.
You even forgot to tell him that you waited all day long. You weren't coming out the office.
5 hours I was there, I think.
5 hours.
And he was like,
patience. Honestly.
I love it. I can't lie.
This
I
is pre-smartphone days as well. You must have read every magazine in that guy's office.
Mate, I just sat there twiddling my thumbs and just thinking, please just come in because I'm going to go nuts. I was willing to scream down that phone.
What'd you say?
Just.
Oh yeah, just stay there. Listen, the whole time.
Yeah, I was, and I think when you get to that point, that feeling that I had, I have a chance to really win trophies. Do you know how appealing that is for a player? Like, that's why I'm sitting there thinking, Harry Kane, he must feel how I felt at the time. As much as I loved my time at Leeds, I knew that they had to sell me for one, but I also was sitting there thinking, that chance to lift trophies, man. You can't put into words that feeling. And he's been playing all his career to try and do that. He's got close, can't get his hands on one. Let me go, man. Let me go and get some.
But what if they could have easily put you in a disciplinary though, innit? If you think about it.
Yeah, do they want an unhappy player?
Yeah, well, boy, it could have been, if let's just say they said, no, we're not selling them. We don't want the 30 mil, which even though you said you knew they needed it, but imagine they said, no, we don't want the 30 mil. You're our biggest asset. If you don't go back to training, that's it. Then what?
I'd have gone back and played 100% because I want to play football first and foremost. But I was making my position very clear. Like I want to go. You're getting great money, a world record for a defender, and you're turning that down. Come on, man. It's not like you're getting peanuts. It's not like I'm being undervalued. And I think Harry Kane will be sitting there. It's a fair price they're getting for me in a pandemic, by the way. Come on, man.
In today's world,
I think that in today's world, I saw something the other day, 154 million.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worth today, bro. If my transfer was translated to today, they're saying 154 million. And I reckon there'll be clubs queuing up to take it right now.
Tell him.
Harry's got to go, man. Huh?
I'm getting 12 years out here. I'm paying you 154 million.
Bro. Yeah, 12 years, 12 years. How many?
Hey, Rio, fast forward though. You're sitting in Ridsdale's office, right? It's 19 years in the future though, and you've got Twitter. Rio Ferdinand with Twitter sitting there for 6 hours. Does this end up on Twitter? Are you tweeting?
These owners wouldn't want it. They wouldn't want me. These owners wouldn't want me going in these times, losing my head in these times. I'll be all over it. I'm now in the office, Mr. Ridsdale's office. Guys, it's hour number 4. I'm not leaving until he comes here and we can negotiate for me to leave it. I'll be on it. I'll be out there. That's what I mean. That
Sky Sports would have had a meltdown.
The power of social media now can play such a vital role in negotiations as well. And I think maybe Harry Kane's being respectful and not saying everything he can say yet, but I think it will come out in the wash.
He's mad. I would have left time ago. Moving on, Lukaku back to Chelsea. I could not wait till they play Man United because I think he's going to bully you, man. Oh, I can't wait. All the Timberland jokes, everything is coming back to haunt you.
Romelu Lukaku. Like, I've spoken to him recently and he's hungry, man. He hasn't confirmed or said he's signing for Chelsea to me, but he just said this season I'm hungry. And I just think that this guy, a lot of greatness comes through having fuel. And by that, I mean having doubters and wanting to prove them wrong. And I think he's got a whole stadium full at Manchester United who doubted him. All of the fan base at Man United doubted him, and they wasn't like.
He's been a supporter of him, to be fair.
No, but most of them, and I think a lot of people wasn't too dissatisfied when he had to leave. He'll be sitting there thinking, please. He'll be looking in the diary, looking to see where the Old Trafford games for Chelsea, when they're going to go there, and wanting to unload. Lukaku guarantees you 20 goals minimum. Guarantees you goals. He scored goals wherever he has been. The guy's elite goal scorer. Simple as that.
We talk about him as a player as well.
Pardon?
Because people look at him, see the physique on him and go, oh, he's a Drogba. He couldn't be further from Drogba as a player than you could be from Drogba as a player. Like, if I had to pinpoint him as type of striker, you're talking about Michael Owen or Chicharito rather than Drogba. He's just a massive fox in the box. And I think with the way this Chelsea team play football, the way they just make chance after chance after chance, if they continue to create chances like they did last season, he might score 40 goals this year.
Yeah,
terrifying.
If he gets the chances that Werner got last year, he bangs 30, 35. Simple as that. Yeah. And I think Werner's going to be vital for them. But the way he runs off the ball, runs behind, creates space. They've got heavy artillery up front now. They've got a real mix of talent, all different type of players, a real good blend. And I think, listen, Lukaku going there makes them an absolute threat to win the title this year.
They're finishing second, you know. I think they're going to finish second. I think
City are going to finish third.
No, I think City are going to win it. Obviously, you can't say that, Rio, but I'll say it. City are going to win it, yeah. And then Chelsea come second. I think United come third and Liverpool come fourth.
Can I just say something, yeah?
Yeah.
How can the running order today mean that Jack Grealish is the third or fourth thing that we're talking about, and he's cost £100 million, bro? What's going on? What is going on?
It's down to that message, isn't it? We were in a group chat, you guys watching, yeah? We're scheduled to come back on the 16th, right? Rio's like, boys, Monday, yeah? I was like, what? I thought we were still on holiday. He goes, nah. It's too much going on. All right, cool. Say no more. We're back then, innit? Because
Jack Grealish, £100 million. Like, wow. Like, crazy, crazy money. Listen, first and foremost, I would have paid it. If I was Man United, if I was Chelsea, if I was Liverpool, if I was City, I would have paid that to get this guy. He is box office, nothing else.
Yes. Did you see him on Saturday?
Yeah, I see him. I don't take there's no consideration for that game or performance or nothing.
Yeah.
This guy, he brings something different. City are all about passing, moving the ball, interchanging positions, rotations, etc. This guy brings them something different. Someone who can draw players out, who takes the ball, will take more touches than normal you would see for a City player, and then release and open it for someone else. He's going to bring that little bit of element, that little bit of X factor that they've got it in Mahrez a little bit, but he's got. There's something about Jack Grealish that everybody. You saw the reaction of the City fans at the weekend. You were there, Joel. When he came on, they went mad. It was the same with England at Wembley. What he does to a stadium because of the way he plays is there's been nothing like it since someone like Gaza in this country.
Yeah, no, it's true, and I'm just so happy, man, because now he's got a chance. As a football fan, shall I say, he's got a chance. We've got a chance to see him playing at the highest platform. I can't wait to see him play in the Champions League.
He does deserve to play the Champions League.
Yeah, and he's been loyal. He's done it the right way. You're talking about loyalty. He could have, in my opinion, went to Spurs when they got relegated. You know what I mean? And he held on. He could have left as well when he kept Villa up. You got to commend him, man. He's done it stylish.
I think the biggest thing that he done is that he actually had a clause in his contract. If this certain numbers met contractually, then I can go. I think that's maybe the difference between his situation and someone like Harry Kane's. Harry Kane's might be a verbal agreement, which I don't do verbal agreements. That don't work. Give me it on paper or it's nothing. So I think that's where Harry, I'm talking again, this is assumptions, but from reading between the lines, that's where I see maybe the issue is. with the difference in the two deals.
Yeah, it's true. So what are we expecting to see?
I hope that he upsets the apple cart, man. I hope that if they get Kane and they get Grealish, it just dysfunctions what Pep has as a system. And I'm hoping, I don't think that what's going to happen. I think it'll probably be fine and they'll win everything. But I'm hoping it just breaks it down. It's just a bit too much to get used to for them, hopefully. But then again, Chelsea with Lukaku and the squad that they'd already assembled are an absolute threat. Yeah. And even though the United have made 2 mega signings in Varane and Sancho, which we've still not even managed to talk about yet.
Oh, next.
You know the difference between Man United and Man City? The difference between Chelsea and Man City compared to everybody else in this league is the depth. If you look at both of those sides, B teams, they'd compete in this league, both of them. The front three, if Lukaku, Mount, and I don't know, who else? Havertz play as the front three. The backup front three is Werner,
Pulisic, Werner,
Ziyech,
or Tammy. They still got Tammy as well.
Like, that's just nuts. Like, you look at that, it's just crazy. Liverpool haven't got that depth. Man United haven't got that depth. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. So that's the difference where I just see those two teams at the moment being a step ahead at the minute, unless Man United come out the blocks flying.
And you reckon Chelsea are in pole position?
I think Chelsea are up there with City, yeah. I'll put them up there.
I think it could be Chelsea's, yeah.
Wow. I'm not saying it can't be. This is fine margins at the moment. We've seen
if Chelsea get a good start and City start the way they started last season, they ain't gonna get back into it this year.
Wow. You guys got to let us know what you think in the comments.
But Man United are still going to be a threat. Man United will be up there.
The thing is, United put together a completely unbeaten away record, which is not to be sniffed at. Our home record was abysmal. We drew like 11 games or something like that, which you convert them into wins and you challenge. We compete against the teams in and around us, Liverpool, City, Chelsea. Like, one thing that Ollie's done, which I didn't have under Jose in a massive way, we'd go to Anfield under Jose and you knew he was going to try and snatch a 1-0 loss and be happy with that. Whereas I go with Ollie and I think he stands on the sideline thinking he can win this game. Whether we do or not's another thing, but I think he goes with a plan to try and win those games. I don't think, look at what we've done at the Etihad recently. It's madness what we do at the Etihad. It's almost like he's got some sort of spell over Guardiola at the Etihad. I think we go into these games to win them. And that, for me, is the key thing. United, what they need to do is put the consistency together against the teams below us, the teams that we should turn up and beat. And I think having Jadon Sancho massively improves that. I think having Rafael Varane really helps in those bigger games. I think United still have to fix midfield. At the moment, we've got loads of squad players in midfield, but we haven't got many I'm fit, I place like Varane, Sancho sort of players.
Yeah, I understand. I agree with you on that 100%. All of what you said there. The only thing that I would say about the home games and the problem, I call it a problem against the lesser teams, that is fixed, I believe, by mentality. You going into those games, I just feel Man United, sometimes we go into them games and we take our foot off the pedal a little bit because we expect to win them games. And I think that if that can be changed, that's a mentality thing. We used to always try and start the games against the teams that we thought were obviously lesser and lower down in the leagues. You've got to start off them games with as much intensity as you start the games against Liverpool at Anfield. And I think that's a difference. We don't go into them games. I don't get the feeling when we go and play against a Palace away or someone like that sometimes. The lower teams in the league where we're going there, right, guys, first 15 minutes, we'll match them, we'll fight the first 15 minutes, then we'll start playing, then we'll take this game by the jugular and try and win the game quick. It's almost like we just go in there, we're going to win, we'll expect to win, it'll happen for us at some point. That's a mentality. Once they shift that, then Man United are a threat because like Steve says, against the big teams, there's been a mentality shift in that sense. Against the big teams, we go there expecting to try and win. We know we've got the players to win, and we set ourselves up to do that. And I think the coaching staff have to take huge credit. They're meticulous. They're well drilled. The team it seems now. I still think there's work to do there, but I think our Achilles heel will be if we don't change that mentality and you'd like to think the likes of Sancho and Varane coming in will help with that. And the other bit of Achilles heel I touched on before could be the depth of the squad. If we lose certain players, it could be a problem for us.
I see United being able to put together some runs. We put together some really good runs where we've been unbeatable in those runs. But the difference between United's unbeatable runs is within that there was a handful of draws. What City did last year was 21 consecutive wins.
Wow.
No one competes with that.
Yeah.
No one matches that. And that's the problem, is you've got to hope that City don't quite hit those heights, or we can get 75% of the way there. Because I couldn't sit here in front of you guys now and say United will win 21 games on the bounce this season, because I don't believe that. I think we can go 21-22 unbeaten. I think that's comfortable for us. But 21 wins, that's a run, that is. That's different.
Yeah, and a big part, I think, for me, the exciting part of Varane signing is it will enable us to push up the pitch, I think, a bit more and condense things when we've got the ball. Get a bit higher because he can cover the space behind, and that enables us to have more players in the attacking third, and we can pen teams back and really put them under the cosh. And I just feel that when you've got someone like Sancho then as well, Mason Greenwood, I watched him in pre-season, look sharp. I think you're seeing someone like Sancho coming who can manipulate the ball. Again, another person who can drag players out, create overloads and create space for other people. It's going to be so exciting, man. My mouth waters when I think my first day of the season is going to watch Man United Leeds. I can't wait on Saturday. So
we're all going to be there. Even I'm going to be there.
Yeah, man. So it's going to be exciting for Man United. And I think we need to start the season on a high, on a good note. 3 points.
Yeah. Whatever, innit? Whatever.
What's the other with Arsenal?
You realise how excited I am?
No, hold on a second. I'm not having it. Don't. Because you guys will do a whole huge segment on every other team. And then it comes to the end and you go, oh, what's going on with Arsenal? What do you mean what's going on with Arsenal? We've signed Lukaku.
Listen, when you get in the top half, we'll talk about
it. Wait. We've signed Lukaku, a very good player. You know what I mean? You see Thierry Henry rates him a lot. Company rates him along. Belgium, originally Congolese like myself. I'm expecting to see him play more weight because Thomas Partey is injured. Obviously, we might have to introduce him a little bit more. Emil Smith-Rowe, number 10. Loads of expectation on him. I think he produced last year. You never know what's going to happen this year. We need Aubameyang to kick on because he hasn't really been firing. Lacazette yesterday wasn't as impressive as I wanted him to be. Ben White. Guys, we've got a good one, you know. We've got a good one. Comfortable on the ball, solid, can play the ball out.
Was he good yesterday?
Yeah, he was good. He was very good.
Yeah, you need a centre back. You needed a centre back. You haven't had one for years, man. So
yeah, him and Gabriel. Yeah. For me, you know, Bellerin's still there. You know, obviously Tierney, great season last year. We could be a surprise package, guys. I'm definitely seeing top 7, 6. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
What?
We've just been talking about Lionel Messi. We've been talking about Varane and Sancho and Jack Grealish and Harry Kane and Lukaku. And you want to come and throw Arsenal in the mix?
Smoking mirrors, mate.
Your biggest transfer is losing Joe Willock, mate.
We should have kept him. Top 6, Rio.
I don't know, man. I don't know how you've let Willock go.
Yeah, he was moving.
Guy scores goals, man, from midfield. Like he did. I really like Willock, man. I don't understand how they've named. Newcastle have done unbelievably well to get him. By the way, I think he's a really good talent, man. He's someone who scores goals, expects to score, good mover, moves off the ball really well, makes good runs into the box. But Arsenal just are a bit like at the moment, and I know they're building, and Arteta's trying to build something. Then he's setting the foundations in place, but they're just in a bit of no man's land at the moment. They're not a threat to anybody. You don't consider them a real threat at all. And it's just not like Arsenal that I grew up playing against, the Vieiras, the Henrys, the Bergkamps, the Keowns, the Adams, like Sol Campbells, the Ashley Cole. It's just a very different time now, man. Arsenal is sadly to see because I really like Arsenal.
Look, thank you for the violins. But are you saying, yeah?
I'm not even being condescending. I'm not trying to be condescending. I really genuinely feel like that.
Well, it feels like it.
Joe, you just let Joe Willock go, and in the last 6 months, he scored more goals than Smith Rowe's done in his entire career. I'm not the one doing the transfer.
Don't try and diss Smith Rowe. He's a player, bro.
Yeah, Smith Rowe's a player. And first of all, no, exactly. Smith, I'm not having it. But what I'm saying to you, Rio, I'm not letting go of this. You're saying we can't finish top 6.
No, you might finish top 6, but is that way? That's not aspirational to me.
That's not aspiration for me at all. Of course, it's not. But I feel like it's a disrespect that you're saying that.
Come on. Who are you getting above?
City, Liverpool,
Chelsea,
Man United,
Liverpool.
That's 4.
That's 4.
Leicester.
All right, put Leicester in there. Then Arsenal.
Arsenal will be fighting with
Spurs. Who? Spurs?
West Ham.
Spurs. No.
And,
West Ham.
And Everton.
For that top 6 position. Come on. Sorry. No disrespect, but disrespect, innit? Those other teams, they're not going to be able to. You
can't say that with so much conviction the way you guys have been. I can. You're talking like Thierry's still there. You're talking like Thierry's wearing number 14 still, bruv. He's gone.
Aubameyang's wearing number 14, mate. I just
hope he has a better season than last season as well.
Same here.
You know what? We haven't talked about them, and they've been the best team other than last season for a couple of years before that. Liverpool. How do we think Liverpool?
4th. No depth.
They've completely reconfigured the midfield. And I think that we don't know if that's going to be a positive thing or a negative thing, but I think they're switching to being a possession-based midfield. And Klopp never had that at Dortmund, and Klopp never had that previously at Liverpool. And
I worry about them.
I don't know.
They're not refreshing. One of the things that you've told us, Rio, and we've had the insight to know is that there is a cycle that the great managers, they're able to see when the cycle ends and they're able to lift it up. I'm not saying Klopp's not a great manager because obviously he is, but I just don't think they've got a fix for the cycle that they're going through. Genie's gone. That's a big miss,
Massive. The legs, the energy. He was the engine in there, man. Engine. Do you know what as well? Is it African nations this year as well?
I don't know, I don't know. Is it back on? They were doing it every year, though, isn't it? Like, so I'm
it's
not
African
sure.
nations as well. They're going to miss Mane and Salah at some point as well.
January, February 22.
Wow. Like, that's huge. I think Liverpool, it's a big season for them. I'm a bit concerned for Liverpool in a lot of ways. They're relying on the same front three again.
Yeah.
We don't know how Van Dijk's going to recover.
Yeah, Van Dijk and Gomez. We don't know. They brought in Konate.
Those players, they'll get back to where they should be. But and Alisson signed a new long-term contract as well, which is...
The midfield is an important part, I agree. I think the midfield is very different. Their midfield was based on energy, legs, intensity. Yes, they had quality in there, but it wasn't a possession-based or a slow pace of the game. It was fast, up and at them, and then in transition, losing the ball, retrieving the ball again, being up, pressing teams. Can they do that with the players they've got in there now? To the same extent, or do they want to?
As well.
Robertson's a big miss. Big miss.
Yes,
I'm not. Liverpool. When they celebrated winning the league, there was something in, and Rio spoke about it in the past before about you didn't celebrate title successes, or you don't think you celebrated enough title successes, and I remember that as a United fan watching all of these title wins. I didn't go to the parades for most of them. I went to like 3 parades in my entire time watching United, and they were here. They literally used to come back where my window is now, because it was kind of like, and what? What we doing next year? Jeez. And I thought Liverpool really. I understand it was 30 years. We went through 26 years ourselves. I remember that one in '93, but it felt like they really over-celebrated. And obviously, '93 we kicked on and won a double the following season.
Did you celebrate the '93 one like they celebrated this one, though?
I don't think... Well, I was 12 at the time, so I wouldn't have gone as bananas as some Liverpool fans did, but it felt like they over-celebrated. That makes sense.
I don't know, man. No,
they did. No, I agree. I agree with Steve, because I said that me and him actually said the same thing. It looked like they'd reached a peak.
That was it. Done.
That was it. Everything, like, they've done what they needed to, whereas your teams had the hunger to...
Yeah, but we were like seasoned winners, though, man. You got to remember that some people, by the time I even got there, were 5 championships in. Do you know what I mean?
But you won your first in 2000. Well, actually, no, you won in 2003, didn't you? But Rooney won his first in 2007. Yeah, and you didn't see him go bananas.
No, but that's because they were looking, myself and Rooney, when you come through the door initially at the beginning, you win your first league title, it's almost like, okay, how did everyone react? Okay, I got excited a little bit, but then all of a sudden you think, you know what, right, these guys ain't even going too crazy. I better just calm down. I don't want to step out of line too much. So you're learning from other people on the job almost as you win. Whereas all of the players there, it's their first time winning the league for Liverpool. So we're all going mad. There's no one going, you know what, boys? Just chill a little bit because we're going to come back again next year. Whereas I remember
James Milner couldn't say nothing.
No, but he hasn't won for Liverpool. He's the same for him as everybody else at Liverpool. He's won at Man City, but winning at Liverpool is very different. The emotion that comes with that after so many years, you can't put that into words what that means to that city. They would have been caught up in that, and I don't think you can point them out for that or hammer them for that because it's understandable because it's such an emotional kind of roller coaster they've been on to win it, the pressure to win it, what it means for their legacy as players. It puts them above all the other players that have played before them up until you look at the 80s team, etc. But what I will say is even when I won my first, I think it was my first one that I won or the second one, I went to Chester Races. I don't know if I said this to you before. And I was there and Paul Ince was there. He was at Wolves or Middlesbrough, wherever he was at the time. And the lads, I knew him from England. What's happening? All the bloke guys, how you doing, Ince? Blah, blah. And I was having a bit of banter going rare. And he went to me, we just won the league, by the way. And he went to me, calm down, Rio. You've only won one league. And it just absolutely diffused my whole day, man.
Wow.
I couldn't stop thinking about it, but it just checked me. It was a little check that just went boof in my chest, went boom like that. I went,
oh, you need it.
Okay.
You need it.
But what I'm saying to you, who is doing that for these Liverpool players?
It's true. That's a good point. I didn't see it that way.
So that's all I would say.
Klopp's won titles in Germany.
He could have won that.
Yeah, but he's saying Liverpool.
You can't tell me he's won it at Germany. He ain't won it at Liverpool. It's different.
But you know, winning though, surely.
Yeah, but it's different. A club like Liverpool, you got to understand. This club is very different from most clubs around the world, man. The emotion that comes and the time that's taken for them to get to this point to win is like crazy, man. And to win it and then celebrating it, and they haven't been able to be doing it with their fans, etc. It's crazy, but I don't think you can hammer them for that, man. But I think it's a learning curve. And can they now get back on that winning trail?
I think they've missed it. I think they've missed the chance to create the dynasty. I really do. Because in this league is mad, you know, it just takes 1 or 2 seasons. When you look at Roman, he's never gonna, it doesn't matter where you see Chelsea. Sometimes they'll be in a situation where you think, oh, Chelsea are 4th, 5th, 6th. They always find a way to get themselves back where they need to be. And I've got massive respect for Roman because of that. He never... What
is it then, Joel? He invests.
Yeah, he invests. Yeah, he
bang,
does.
Straight away. He just goes, bang, I'm going to go and buy a player. Bang, you want 100 million to get Lukaku? Bang, go and get it. No matter.
He's won 2 Champions Leagues in the last 10 years.
They maintain their success through season after season because their squad is a squad capable of competing no matter who is in charge. And they have a weird cycle for managers. Real Madrid had a similar sort of thing where they're just blasting through managers. It's wasting money in loads of aspects. Whereas if they'd have just stayed with one guy, they'd have probably had about the same amount of success. But they wouldn't have had to go lurching from one sort of regime to another regime.
Yeah, but let's be real though, Steve. They've proved, and they've proved me wrong, and so have Real Madrid, and Barca, that it does work as well. We don't like it, and it's not the way.
So does spending billions on players ultimately.
It's not the way but that's just the way the market is. You know what I mean? Blame Neymar if you want, whatever. But when you look at the way they deal with things and their managers, okay, Scolari's not the man, you're out the door. Okay, you know, Avram Grant, you're not the man, out the door, even though you made it to the Champions League final. Okay, I don't like the way they treated Ancelotti, but they don't dwell on the past.
But you know what? You know why they can do that? Because they've got no financial restraints. They can do that. You have to remember that every time a manager leaves that club, if you sack him, you've got to pay him up a certain part of his contract. Not all clubs can afford to do that. Liverpool will be in that bracket. They can't afford to, not that they're looking to sack Klopp, because that'd be unthinkable. But I'm just saying, not every club can just be able to just change managers like confetti. It's different for everybody else. But I think it's an important season for Liverpool. They've had a taste of the success. The players there have been fantastic. They've been great. They've got a reboot now and go again.
What are you saying? Frank Lampard's buying all the drinks these days?
Well, when we go out for dinner, yeah, he's definitely doing that.
Listen, we have to end it there because apparently this ain't even Vibe with 5. But I want you guys to let us know what we're doing next week, what you would like to see. You know, we've got fantastic segments coming up this season. We've got a special vlog, post-match videos. oh man, you know what? Just make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you put your notifications on. This year, we are going hard.
Yes, can't wait, man. Great to be
sign
back,
off
guys.
that Rio in the bathtub thing, or was that for members only?
Say again?
Never mind.
What are you talking about? What the signatures?
Show me, dick.
I don't know what he's talking about.
That there is a picture of what you get. When I got to 50 caps for England, all the players in the squad signed it.
Is it?
Yeah, it goes up like that.
Oh, that's brilliant, man.
Yeah, man. It's nice.
Brilliant. Lovely stuff.
Nice little bit of memorabilia, you know what I mean?
Not your goal against Denmark in the centre.
Yeah, man. And these here are just a little, these little things here.
He loves it. He loves it. He loves it. He loves it. He loves it.
And you know what as well? I got this one as well. Look at this one. That's the Leeds one. When I was at Leeds.
I got chandeliers in the back and a few.
One more thing for you. Last one. This one. I went to Japan. Or no, Indonesia. Where did I go?
You told us the story last time, mate. Oh, that's sick. Wait. Hold on a second. Is that a 5-1?
Yeah, bro.
That Kanye West?
I ain't seen that one.
I just turned up. This was waiting for me at the airport. Someone just give it to me, man.
No way.
Yeah. When I go to Asia,
yeah.
the amount of memorabilia, I have to get a new bag to bring back the memorabilia.
No way. Nah, that's dope. I didn't see that one.
I love it in Asia.
Guys, we will be back. Like I said, make sure you check out all the links in the description. Vibe with 5, back next week. Peace.
Let's go.